Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. I am here with the FACT Foundation this morning. And for those of you wondering what the FACT Foundation is, it stands for Fashion, Art, Creativity, Talent, and Therapy. And it's on a mission to help youth express themselves through the arts. In collaboration with the Elevate Creative Program, we are here talking about Miss Tobago's representative for Miss World Trinidad and Tobago, Shanique Marslin. She's here to talk about her flagship project, talking about traditional mask characters and how she's going to incorporate art, fashion, and creativity into her beauty with a purpose. Good morning and welcome to you, ladies. Can you introduce yourself for our viewers?
Good morning. I am Jamie Beard. I'm the program director for the Beauty of a Purpose.
And good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Marslin, and I am the managing director of Miss Tobago. I am the mommy. I'm also the overseer of all aspects of the FACT Foundation project.
Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And now I'm no stranger to the Beauty with a Purpose project. We know it's the heart and soul of Miss World.
Yes.
And this is also marks a very critical part of the competition in Trinidad as well when it comes to showcasing our young ladies' ability to advocate for something that they are passionate about, really driving positive change within their communities.
Yes.
Now, I want you guys to tell us what's the vision behind the FACT Foundation. I know I gave a brief overview in the intro, but I want you to share with our viewers what's that about so they can be more intrigued and more interested, and also for the events that you have coming up.
Yes.
Well, definitely. So one of the things that we have recognized is that in our culture, the cornerstone of our identity has always been the traditional mask. And we have seen a decline in that. And this is something that Shanique was very passionate about, being a creative herself. And as a young person, her interpretation of what the carnival is. And so it was important that we reintroduce the traditional mask to reintroduce the history, the culture, the expression for the young people. Right? So coming out of that, we are hoping not only to reintroduce and reimagine the mask characters, but to also do training and development for our youths to build their capacity, as well as providing alternative opportunities in terms of entrepreneurship. So we're also looking at the export market. We're looking at the wider world, right? We're also looking at fostering community pride while positioning Tobago Carnival as something that everybody would desire. Yeah? You want to add?
Well, I think that was wonderful. Yes. We also noted as well, Mr. Tobago also noted as well, that we, as Ms. Baird would have said earlier, that a rise in the bikinis and the feathers and the beads has taken over Carnival on a whole. Mm-hmm. And as a young representative for Tobago, at only 17-year-old, she really wanted to create a space where young masqueraders can be in Carnival and participate in the masquerade in suitable attire that she thinks a teenager should be able to portray. So having them dressed in traditional mask characters, where that is a bit more modern.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right? So reimagining the traditional mask through the lens of a young person's eyes in terms of the use of innovative materials and materials that are really climate controlled. Yeah. You know, it's very hot outside, right? And it's difficult to have these young people gravitate towards being in a Dame Lorraine costume that is so much fabric. However, the reimagining of these characters see the introduction of new innovative materials that are suitable for the climate, that the young people will be happy to wear, so that we could see these young people in the future wanting to be involved in traditional masks.
Yes.
I really appreciate the time taken to go into detail, especially when you spoke about the bikini and stuff like that. I've also expressed that when I look at Carnival, now there is no no criticism to the persons who like that aspect of Carnival, but I still think that there are also persons who are a bit more modest, who would appreciate being able to have a bit more fabric on the road, and Shani being able to put this into perspective and also implement it is something very admirable, and I would encourage her to continue on that part.
Yes.
Now, your upcoming workshop, Reimagine the Traditional Mask Characters, opens this week. For those unfamiliar, how would you describe the aim of this program?
This afternoon at 3:30, we are scheduled to be at the Scarborough Library from 3:30 to 6, where we would be meeting with young persons who would like to be a part of this Beauty with a Purpose project. At this initiative, we would be not just working with young persons who would like to be a part of the traditional mass demonstration, but also would like to be a part of the FACT Foundation, where we want to equip and empower young persons between the ages of 12 and 19 to give them skills in public speaking, entrepreneurship. We have a lot of workshop planned for them in the creative industry. As Miss Baird would have said, jewelry making, sewing, painting, talents. So this FACT Foundation is not just about carnival. This is just one aspect of a launch of a project that we want to take on. However, continuity requires us to empower the young people of Tobago by giving them skills, development, in the ability to present themselves positively to Tobago, be able to be great public speakers. Sometimes we have young people who have greatness in them and don't know how to be great, and they need a group of persons who can rally around them and let them know that there's greatness in them and just teach them and mold them to becoming great and be confident persons and best represent themselves well.
And the theme I'm hearing from all of this is community.
Yes,
I always talk about the importance of community, not just in our young people's life, but just in general.
Right.
And just in the Tobago space as well, having that community, you have people rallying behind you, pushing you and ensuring that they are contributing positively to your life. That usually brings out the best in you in ways that you did not even realize.
True.
So I commend you all and encourage you all to continue the great work. Now, how does the concept of therapy fit into your initiative? I know that is part of the FACT acronym.
Yes.
Please highlight to us and to our viewers what this is about.
Well, generally, self-expression and exploration of your authentic self is therapy, and it's self-work, it's mirror work, where you are able to bring things alive in your thought processes. One of the other aspects that we would want to incorporate is reaching out to the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection to have also some counselors be a part of the process, because there is a stigma attached to actually receiving help and the type of support that is available. So we're using this opportunity to also educate persons that there are facilities that are available where you could reach out, where you will get the type of support that you're needed. But apart from that, we are also giving you the skill set to be able to self-identify, to be able to reflect. We're looking at also using mediums of self-expression so that you're not left in the dark. There's always an opportunity to grow. There's always an opportunity to heal. And that is critical.
Very critical.
Soothing, yes.
And one part of being able to identify and truly recognize what your past is in this world is also self-discovery.
Yes.
And being able to identify who you are outside of the crowd, outside of everyone telling you, this is who you should be, this is what you should be doing. And ensuring that you guys implemented that within the program, especially for young people, is so critical and crucial, because now is the time where they are being formed and shaped.
Correct.
Yes. And you know, Miss Tobago, one of her mantra during this pageant experience is always, it's okay to be yourself. And she always says, that's your superpower. So, you know, there's as a young person, you know, going through school, you might have experiences where she was a quiet one or she was not a popular child. However, she always believed in being herself. And she always said that, you know, being herself is a superpower for her. And she always advocates for young persons to be okay with being themselves. You know?
And that is truly, truly commendable, because in a space now, especially with social media and all of the pressure to be what is out there, truly taking that courage back and choosing to be authentic takes real courage.
Yes, it does.
It's a degree of maturity. And although she's only 17, it shows in her presence when she enters a room, you know, and her conversation in general. So this project goes deeper, it's a deeper intention, and that's why it's so critical that we must focus on sustainability.
Yes.
And in order for it to be sustainable, we need to focus on the youth population, educating them, giving them the necessary support. Even us, as being part of the team, we have a wealth of experience as young women growing in the space as well. So there's a mentorship, there's guidance, and then we have the Elevate Creative Program, who is also in partnership, who builds on the creativity and the self-expression and fabric and the history and the story and the culture, the drama. That is who we are as Tobagonians. And we are actually focusing on celebrating that.
Yes.
Because the world needs us. The world sees us, but we first need to see ourselves.
Yes.
And that is where the Fact Foundation stands and creates a pillar for Tobagonians.
And that's where that whole creative expression comes in, because we often tend to look at creativity as a separate entity of ourselves, when in fact it's embedded, especially as Tobagonians, where we have so much folklore, we have so much traditional mask characters available and present, but some of these things have been slowly been declining because they are not presented or even
taught.
Exactly.
So actually, as Tobagonians, we are the living, breathing facts. We are fashionable people. We are very artistic.
Yes, we are.
We are creative
we
as
have
a people.
quite a lot of
we are very
people.
talented, right? And we use all of these mediums as a form of relaxation or therapy for us. So that is who we are as a people.
Yeah, time to celebrate that.
Yes.
I just wanted to add before we go,
no problem.
one of the critical elements of this also is the alignment of the UN SDG goals, right? And this in itself is linked to the THA pillars, and it's important for us to understand the importance of collaboration and connecting all the dots, so that when we operate, we are able to be more impactful, we are able to meet all the outcomes, we are able to measure all the things that we are able to achieve, right? And so this in itself is what brings the FACT program into relevance and active duty.
Yes.
Right? So we have the SDG goals 8, 9, 10, 11. We're also looking at responsible consumption, which is 12. Education, innovation and infrastructure. We're looking at even peace and justice and strong institutions. Inclusion as well, right? And one of the key elements as well is partnership for goals. So we also want to advocate persons in Tobago to reach out, to contribute, to come on board. There is the link for the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago, where we need the support, the votes, continue to share and like her images, her photos, her videos, because this cannot happen without Tobago rallying behind her. It's impossible. As much as she is performing well,
she still needs that support.
She needs it even more, because just like there's only one Tobagonian.
And we have 60,000.
Correct. And we have so many of our Trinidad counterparts. And it's so much easier for them. They could get up in the morning and just drive to the venue. There's so much logistics and planning and expense that for her to reach to Trinidad and be able to show up every time. And I can guarantee you, when she goes to Trinidad, she shows up. Because that's what we do as Tobagonians. We light up any space that we enter. Yes.
Now, before we wrap up, I just want you guys to again remind our viewers and anyone interested the date, the time, and the venue of this traditional workshop and what they can look forward to, especially the parade of the mask characters.
We have our orientation session happening this evening at the Scarborough Library from 3:30 to 6. We are inviting young persons between the ages of 12 and 19 to come and be a part of the orientation session. They would get more information about the FACT Foundation, as well as we would also be registering these young persons to actually portray various elements of the traditional mask. This portrayal will happen on Sunday, the 26th of October, during the Scarborough Parade at October Carnival. And we want the young people of Tobago to take Tobago by storm and show Tobago and the rest of the world that traditional masks can remain alive here in Tobago. We also want to take this to the national stage as well. We want to take this to the international stage as well. Right. So we want to encourage young persons to come out to be a part of the FACT Foundation initiative, be a part of Miss Tobago's Beauty with a Purpose project as she vie for the crown of Miss World.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming and sharing about the FACT Foundation this morning. I know I was enlightened, and I'm really grateful that our young people are taking that step into ensuring that our traditional mask stays alive. Thank you so much, ladies.
So can we say thank you to...
Yes.
Right. So at this time, we want to say a heartfelt thank you to the hardworking team that has been working with Miss Tobago behind the scenes, persons like Sharon Phillips, Avian Gordon. We say thank you so much to Miss Tasha Burris as well, who has, buy into the vision. We say thank thank you to all the other persons behind the scenes who have been advocating for Mr. Tobago, supporting Mr. Tobago in whatever little way. We want to also continue to thank those of you who have in your mind hopes of supporting, sponsoring Mr. Tobago on this journey. We continue to welcome all the sponsorship and all the support for Mr. Tobago to put her and give her a fair chance to be successful in this endeavor. So thank you so much, Tobago.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with our next interview.